What's up, everyone? I hope you're all having a great day. To get us started in today's video, we've got a tweet from Crypto Law US. John Deaton recaps Gensler's oversight hearing. During the hearing, McHenry raised the question of whether Ethereum is a commodity or a security, which Gary Gensler tried to answer indirectly. The SEC chair instead claimed that if the public anticipates profits from an asset based on the efforts of a group of individuals, then those assets were security. This lack of clarity has been a major point of contention between the SEC and the crypto industry. Meanwhile, other Republican lawmakers appear to be taking a harder line against Gensler and accusing him of failing to protect investors and allowing fraud to occur under his watch. Representative Tom Emmer referred to Gensler as incompetent cop on the beat for failing to stop fraud in the crypto industry.
Gensler said he doesn't prejudge tokens, blah, 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 blah. The accountability was the next thing that we wanted to talk about, okay? Because Gensler does not seem bothered by this innovation leaving the United States. His answer was, well, if they don't come into compliance, then so what, basically? They can leave the United States. The other thing that he said that was fascinating and showed you his line, I tweeted about it, was when he was asked about stablecoin legislation. He was asked about stablecoin legislation. If you look at his answer, he was very hesitant, but he said, we don't want to undermine the 100 trillion system in place. What is he saying to you? He's saying that Congress, be careful, whatever you legislate, we don't want to undermine our incumbent banking system. That's exactly what it is. Exactly what Hester Peirce just came out and said, and what I've been saying and others have been saying for 2 years, that this man is an agent of the incumbents who is there to protect them at all costs. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, which leads us to another thing that happened. He was asked by, and I want to give credit, but it was Pete Sessions, Congressman Pete Sessions out of Texas. And this is another thing that XRP holders and others should take credit for. How much did we litigate about this Hinman speech being personal opinion versus guidance bullshit? It was litigated quite a bit. Well, that came front and center at today's hearing with Pete Sessions, when he basically said to Gensler, if you're only speaking for yourself, then quote, what are you even doing here? What are you doing here if you can't speak as chairman of the SEC on the SEC? Chairman Gensler talks about how he's not speaking for the SEC. He's speaking as SEC chairman. And then Pete Sessions went on to talk about how Hinman and others talk about these definitive things about ETH and Bitcoin and other tokens, but none of it is guidance. And how is that possible? How can you go out and say, Bill Hinman, that ETH's not a security and it not be considered guidance? How can Gensler come out and say statements and testify but say it's not guidance? That alone proves this nonsense that everything is clear.
As always, welcome back to Money Side, your favorite crypto news channel. If you're new here, welcome to the XRP Army. Hit that subscribe button, and you can turn on your notifications. That way you don't miss out on our daily crypto news updates. More interesting news today, we've got an eye-catching tweet from 801 XRP. Representative Richie Torres says that stablecoins has the ability to function as a currency, and blockchain has the ability to move money from person to person in real time, and it is fair to say the combination of those two technologies have the potential to create a better, cheaper, and faster payments.
The legacy financial system has high fees and long delays that prey upon the lowest income Americans. Poor people of color have to pay predatory fees in order to transfer their own money to loved ones abroad. Stablecoin has the ability to function as a currency, and blockchain has the ability to move money from peer to peer in real time. Mr. Campbell, is it fair to say that the combination of those two technologies have the potential to create a better, cheaper, and faster payment system? That question's for Mr. Campbell and Mr. Disparte.
I thank you for the question, and I would say yes, unequivocally. The beauty of a blockchain is it treats everybody the same. If you have low fees, high transparency, high ability to transact, everybody can use it regardless of the amount of money they have. And I think that is one of the best features of this new technological innovation.
Unequivocally.
We've got another interesting scoop from Mr. Intuitive, the Savage Congressman Byron Donalds. He outrightly asked Gary Gensler if he was the chief financial officer for Clinton's campaign. The digital asset investor commented on the same, saying, "Imagine calling yourself a traditional financial media news organization and not even showing your audience this massive clip. Squawk is CNBC, Joe Squawk, Andrew Sorkin, Becky Quinn, Jim Cramer. The state-run media is showing you very clearly who the folks are." Take notes.
Gensler. Hey, real quick, last question. I think it might have came up. You were Hillary Clinton's CFO in the campaign, right?
It's part of my history.
Were you? Yes or no?
In 2016.
Did you facilitate the payment for the Steele dossier since you were CFO of the Hillary Clinton campaign?
Sir.
Yes or no?
Sir.
Yes or no?
That was not.
You're under oath, Chairman Gensler. Yes or
I
no?
know. I was not something I was aware of.
I yield back the rest of my time. Thank you, Chairman.
And now that we are talking about Gary Gensler, we have some more insight on the same from Congressman Byron. He tweeted saying that yesterday at the end of my questioning, I had two simple questions for Gensler. Were you Hillary's campaign CFO? If you were, did you authorize the purchase of the Steele dossier? He was stunned and didn't know how to answer. Why? The dossier was actually election interference. He, under oath, stated he was unaware that the Clinton campaign facilitated the payment for the Steele dossier. How could a campaign CFO possibly be unaware of a $1 million plus payment?
And, toward the end of questioning, I just remembered, off the top of my head, I said, "Hey, weren't you the CFO for the Hillary Clinton campaign?" And he was stunned. He didn't know how to answer. I think there's a meme on that right now floating around Twitter. And then the second piece was, well, then if you were the CFO, did you authorize the purchase of the Steele dossier? Which, by the way, if we're going to be talking about what's going on in Manhattan with Alvin Bragg, the Steele dossier was actually interfering with a presidential election back in 2016.
Now, as we wind up on today's video, we've got this tweet from Digital Asset Investor. Warren Davidson tells Gary Gensler to his face he's proposing legislation to fire him. The heat has been turned up on the SEC Chair Gary Gensler. Is XRP a security?
Chairman Gensler, part of the SEC's mission is to protect investors. Does the SEC review pre-IPO documents?
I think you said pre-IPO documents. You're supposed to, if you're going to take a company public, the staff of the SEC does review those to see that they're in compliance.
Correct. Is Coinbase a publicly traded company?
I'm sorry?
Is Coinbase publicly traded?
Yes.
All right. So the SEC allowed pension funds and retail investors to invest in a company, Coinbase, that you apparently, from prior remarks, believe was engaging in illegal activity. All of their activities were laid out in their public filings in the S1 prior to the IPO. You did say that you believe Coinbase is selling unregistered securities, correct?
Again, I'm not going to speak to anyone.
No, but you said that they're selling unregistered securities. This is your public comments.
I think, with all respect, I look forward to you finding that because I'm trying to be very careful. I'm not speaking
we'll help
about
refresh your
any
memory.
one company.
In the Kim Kardashian settlement, the SEC stated that Ethereum Max is a security. She reached a settlement for promoting an unregistered security. The unregistered security is Ethereum Max. Have you charged the issuers of Ethereum Max for offering an unregistered security?
We reached a settlement with a celebrity, Ms. Kardashian.
Yeah, but not. She just promoted it. She doesn't operate Ethereum Max. Have you said that Ethereum Max is an unregistered security to the people that offer it?
We did in that settlement, yes, sir.
Okay, it's still trading. What about Ethereum? Is Ethereum now a security?
We had this
I heard your exchange. They've been in place since 2015. You say in your statements that there's clarity in the market and the rules are clear. Just come on in. You can't even answer the question. Do you say XRP is a security?
We're in court in active discussions and litigation on that.
You're in litigation because you do say it's a security. As you know, let's move on a little bit. As you know, qualified custodian banks would effectively be unable to provide crypto asset related custody as a result of punitive capital impact under accounting provisions in Staff Accounting Bulletin 121. Do you agree that the bulletin should be amended?
I think that the staff addressed an accounting issue and appropriately saw that crypto assets held in custody today are not segregated or not bankruptcy remote in bankruptcy and should be appropriately put on public company financials.
I wish I had time to go into the ESG rule and everything else, but Chairman Gensler, your record of failures.
Please keep in mind, we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. Let us know what you think in the comments section below, and let's have a conversation. Thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to like this video. Please click on that subscribe button below and turn on notifications so you get informed when we drop new video. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next Money Side.